who's the number one death toll for the coronavirus? What group of people? They say blacks. You agree? Who is God talking to right now? He's talking to the children of Israel. Right. Who you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. You are the children of Israel. That's you. God is talking to you. So why are we the highest number in prison? Why? Us, because he's talking to us. Why are we the highest coronavirus death? Because he's talking to us. Why are we the highest AIDS patient? Because he's talking to us. Why are we the last hired first fired, last hired?
There's a lot of things that I've learned through
all these things that happen negatively because he's giving us the instructions and we have broken those instructions. That's right. It's just that simple. So you love that cigarette more than God? You gotta take one more pull. Look, you gotta get one more pull. You see that thing? Oh, so you see that? You gotta get one more pull. That's like the brother committing adultery. He said, I know adultery's wrong. Let me get one more stroke. One more stroke. That last stroke could be God putting you to death. That last stroke could be the emphysema hitting your chest. Just get rid of it. Get rid of the sin. Stop trying to take one last piece. Auntie, when you go home, get rid of those pants. Stop trying to hang on to the sin. Let your beard grow, brother. That's why we fear coronavirus, like you asked earlier, because we are breaking the commandments of God. That's simple.
I asked because, you know, of things that wasn't taught to me.
You gonna put them away?
I need to.
Hey, sister, what's your name?
I'm curious.
My name is Roslyn.
Roslyn. Hey, Roslyn said she's no longer gonna wear pants anymore. Hey, y'all brothers, make sure y'all look out for Sister Roslyn. She come back through in pants. Let her behind. Asshole.
I can stop my car.
Huh?
I can stop my car.
Okay, good. Make sure you stop by and see us. Good. Hey, Sister Roslyn, the address to the school is on the back of the flyer, Sister Roslyn. Sure. Hey, read 1 Corinthians 16.
1 Corinthians chapter 16, verse 15.
Listen closely, brother.
I beseech you, brethren, you know the house of Stephanus as the first fruits of the faith, and that they have addicted themselves.
What do?
They have addicted themselves.
See, a lot of times we talk about addictions, meaning things that we are addicted to. But God says, in your spirit, you have the ability to addict yourself to something. You understand that?
Yeah.
You can make yourself addicted. Not the product you take make you addicted.
Right.
You understand that? Right?
They have addicted themselves to the ministry of the saints.
So your addiction should be to the word of God. Your addiction should be to what the prophets are teaching. That should be your addiction. It should never be cigarettes. It should never be drugs.
Right.
Those are devices put in place by those who had you on slaves to keep you in sin. That's what it's for. Now give me 1 Corinthians 3:16. We show you. Because God says, I got you 1 second.
Yeah.
God says you should be addicted to the ministry. That's where your addiction should be. Let's show you.
1 Corinthians chapter 3 and verse 16.
Come on.
Know ye not that ye are the temple of God?
Because don't you know you're the temple of God, as I mentioned earlier? Listen close, brother. Listen close, brother. Listen close. Don't you know that you are the temple of God? You brothers and sisters don't know that. You're the temple of God. God's spirit is housed in you.
Right.
Read. And that the spirit of God dwelleth in you, if any man. So now the spirit of God dwells in you, right? But it says, if any man defiles that temple where God is housed in, read, the temple of God, him shall God destroy. With what? We read it earlier. Diseases, with plagues. God says he'll kill you for defiling your temple.
That's right.
The temple that his spirit dwells in. Why would God dwell in you for you to corrupt his spirit that's in you?
That's right.
God says he'll rather kill you first than to destroy his spirit that's in you.
That's right.
You understand that? So when we start wheezing, and you know what's funny? When you go to the doctor, they say to you, do you drink or smoke? Because smoking complicates every major organ in the body. Smokers, your teeth will fall out. You will have lung problems, heart problems, blood valve problems. You'll have throat problems. The smoke that they give you, what it does, the smoke kind of calms you from your oppression. You can't get a job. Right, am I right? See, the word of God is true. You can't get a job, so what you do is you find coping mechanisms. That's what drugs, that's what getting drunk does, that's what smoking cigarettes does. It doesn't help you, it just helps you abide that time for a minute until the kick comes back in. But God says your addiction should be to the ministry, because if you defile the temple, you shall God destroy. Read that part again.
If any man defile the temple of God,
Right now.
him,
In your patience possess you your soul, sister.
him shall God destroy.
What more important do you have to do today than hearing the word of God?
I am interested, but you know,
Okay.
my priority wasn't to pass and stop by, but you were saying I want to ask one question.
Yes. What's your question?
Tradition taught me.
You said tradition? Okay.
Tradition taught me. Jesus, Yeshua, is white.
Okay.
But still, in these days that we're living in, I'm awakened, but a lot of people still are not.
Okay.
So, you know, I want that to be enlightened more.
Okay. Let me say something real quick. So you know about Yeshua being a so-called black man. So you are aware of that. Let me say something. That's never an issue for our people. What else did you hear while you were standing here when I was dealing with Sister Rosalind? Did you hear me bring out a law to her?
I didn't hear this.
Oh, okay. All right, so let's bring it out again. You want to hear that real quick? Because you're right. Hearing that Christ is a black man is important to the self-esteem of our people. Because if I see Christ in you, I would never want to harm you. I would never want to do you any ill doing. Because what? I see Christ dwelling in you as I see in brothers. There would be no black on black crime. You understand that? So now, that is very important. I'm not taking away from that. But there's something that God puts above all. Those are his laws. You understand that? Good. Let's read that one more time. Deuteronomy 22.
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 22 and verse 5. The woman shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a man.
So women, because you sound like you have an accent from the islands. Guyanese, very good. Okay. So in Guyana, when you think of your grandmother, your aunties and things, did they wear pants?
Yeah.
They did? Really? In Guyana. Oh, okay. Because I know you from Haiti, right? Did they wear pants back in the day? No. My family's from Jamaica. Never wore pants until they came here to America to be indoctrinated by Babylon.
I'll be honest with you. Certain times we do wear pants, certain times, but most times we wear dress.
Okay. Like the sister's lovely apparel behind you. That's lovely apparel right there. That's godly apparel. Lovely. She's being an example to other sisters out here. Because sisters love to say, why, do I have to dress like Harriet Tubman? Do I have to dress like a runaway slave? No, the sister looks lovely on the Lord's Sabbath day. Right? Let's read that from the top again.
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 22 and verse 5. The woman shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a man. Neither shall a man put on a woman's garment.
Neither shall a man put on a woman's garment. So if you saw a man walking by in a dress, what would you think about him? What would you think he is?
Well, one thing I know, they have some tribes that do wear men wear.
If you see a man walk by in a dress right now, what would you think?
I do think in the flesh I would think he's gay.
Okay, so she said in the flesh she would think he's gay, which is normal, right? That's a normal thought process, right? But what about women in pants? What do you think about them? So, okay, all right. So you see how the standard goes? So women will say a man in a dress, he's gay. But a woman in pants, it's women's pants. Hey, this is feminism at its finest right here. I'm gonna tell you straight. Feminism has given our sisters the ability to not make rational sense in speech when it comes to the opposite sexes. I'm gonna tell you straight, sister. So let's read that one more time from the top.
The woman shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a man.
Yes, and there are genders in the Bible, men and women. Right? It's none of that non-binary garbage. It's men and women. That's what God says. That's what God says. Let's read it again.
The woman shall not wear that which
and get upset enough to come defend your cause. Read that again.
The woman shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a man. Neither shall a man put on a woman's garment.
Why?
For all that do so are an abomination abomination unto the Lord thy God.
So all that do so are an abomination unto the Lord thy God, right? So I know we want to highlight Yeshua, but here is a law that causes us to suffer to not know what Yeshua looks like, to not know what Christ looks like. Why is that? Because we choose to break the commandments of God, right? Give me that 1 Timothy 2. What should a woman be wearing? Let's see what God says. Let God be true and every man a liar this day. Read.
1 Timothy chapter 2 verse 9. In like manner also that women adorn themselves in modest apparel with shamefacedness and sobriety.
Because here's the thing, it says modest apparel, because the shape of your legs, the shape of your body, should any man besides your husband really see that? No, it's for your husband. You are your gift for your husband. So here's the thing. What Paul is saying in the spirit, Paul says, listen, a woman should be clothed in modest apparel. Modest, meaning not giving off sexual attention. When a woman shows her curves, guess what that lustful man who has rape on his mind, who has doing something to a little girl. You know these brothers have their daughters out here dressed up like hookers at Hunts Point? You've seen that, right? Why would you put your daughter in danger when the streets are filled with pedophiles? Your daughter out here, parade yourself out here in front of rapists and pedophiles when you don't even know who they are. It makes sense, right? That's what God says. So that's why Paul said what he said. Read.
In like manner also that women adorn themselves in modest apparel with shamefacedness and sobriety.
And shamefaced means you're not always up in men's faces, always trying to chest bump with men. No. A woman is to be humble, is to be meek, is to be submissive. If you're not submissive, if you don't have a husband, you're supposed to be submissive to the elders of the church. Why? Because they're going to guide you in the Lord. They're going to tell you, sister, leave that man alone. He's no good. He only wants sex from you. They're going to guide you. Because biblically, women went from their father's house to their husband's house. And if they did not get married, guess what happened? They stayed in their father's house. Because they always had to have the guidance of a man. A man will look at things spiritually that women will look at emotionally. Makes sense, right, sister? So what does God say again? Read it again.
In like manner also that women adorn themselves in modest apparel.
Women are to cover themselves in modest apparel. Are you married? This your son? You're married. I like that. Give me some. Boom! Give me some. Marriage is not common among our people. You realize that, right? Because what happens is, because women do not want to adorn themselves in modest apparel, what they project first is sex. So if you're selling sex, what does the man want to buy? He don't care if you have a master's degree. He doesn't care if you have you're a doctor at what you call it, Montefiore Medical Center. He doesn't care. You have your breast out, you have your behind out, you have your stomach out. He says, I want the breast, I want the behind, I want that stomach. You understand? So that's the way you're treated. When a sister has on a modest dress, men are not whistling at them like they would do sister showing off all her body. Because you do what? You're flaunting your best assets. So you can be the smartest sister in the world. If you dress like a hooker at the point, that brother's gonna treat you like a hooker at the point. That's all it is. It's that simple. God has safeguards in the Bible to protect our people from these sexual crimes. Why are black young girls, Latino young girls are treated so illy when it comes to sexual deviances? They're raped, they're sodomized at very young ages. Why? Because the parents have not got it through their daggone thick skulls. Stop dressing your daughter like a whore. It's that simple. That's right. That dirty little uncle that wanted her to sit on his lap all the time, guess what? You have her in little shorts, you have her in spandex. Every sister got spandex on out here. I don't know what the hell's going on. Spandex are underwear. You're wearing your drawers outside. Your drawers are on your body outside your clothing. It makes no sense. Then when the man asks you how much it costs, you get offended. You look like you're selling something. Cover up your long breasts. Nobody wants to see them things, man. Cover them things up. Nobody wants to see that. Cover up your long flat jacks, damn it. Read that again.
In like manner also, that women adorn themselves in modest apparel.
Adorn yourself in modest apparel. They talk about it's hot out here. We hot too.
She said she's gonna fix it.
Hold on, say it again, sister. Say it on the mic.
I'm gonna fix it.
Okay, how you gonna fix it? What you gonna do?
Change my apparel.
Say that again.
Change my apparel.
All praises to the Most High God. It's that simple. Listen, the Bible is all about change. You see how simple that was, brother?
We used to scream black power while heroin was pushed. But at the end of the day, nothing's in vain. Iuic has been given a vision. The tents of Judah has risen. Many has attempted the mission. Minor murmuring, omitting, and missing the mark. Just reading that he had the flame of fire in his eyes gave us the spark. We on Paul's mission. We out on the road, purple and gold. From Mexico, Cuba, Haiti, Ghana, Sierra Leone. 144,000 boots banging, concrete crackling. These are how men repented at heart. The scriptures is proof. Iuic, we deliver the truth.